Hey rich friends, Candace here, your revenue growth strategist, always showing you how to grow your revenue without using your labor. And today in this video, I want to share with you a couple of things about filing your taxes late, what the new deadline is, and how you can make sure you maximize during this amazing time that we're in right now. So let's get started. Okay, so everyone knows, well, maybe not, but let me share. Everyone knows, and I say everyone, that July 15th is the new deadline for filing your taxes. So what does that mean for you? That means that we have extra time, number one, to file your taxes, but also number two, to make sure that if you owe taxes, then you won't have any penalties or interest. If you end up owing, you don't have penalties and interest up until July 15th. So what that basically means is normally around the April 15th date that your taxes are due. Well, guess what? Now it's July 15th, so you have more time. Now let's talk about a few myths that come along with that. Normally when people say, oh, I have to file by the deadline, well, that myth comes, and I said it's a myth because technically you can always file your taxes after the deadline. Now, I'm always encouraging to do an extension. You can always have your tax professional to put in an extension for you and even be able to file after this new July 15th deadline. Now let's also talk about if you file taxes after July 15th and you don't owe. Well, guess what? If you don't owe taxes, then there's no penalties, there's no interest. So technically, you can always file your taxes late. I'm not telling you to do this, right? What I'm doing is I'm educating you to make sure you understand that if you're late filing your taxes, it's okay to get caught up. It's okay to just say, okay, I'm gonna get caught up on all 5 years, you know? We're a little bit behind, but it's okay, right? I want you to get caught up on your taxes. If you're needing tax resolution, whatever that looks like, just know that you have options. And if you don't owe taxes, then there won't be any penalties for you to file after the deadline. Let's also talk about this before I get ready to go. One other thing. Let's say you owe taxes. Let's say you haven't filed in 3 years and you need to file 17, 18, and 19. You're a little behind, but it's okay. Just know it's okay. Let's talk about what happens if you owe though. Let's say you owe for the 2017 tax year. When you file those taxes, what's gonna happen is that there are gonna be penalties and interest all the way back to that tax year. So 2017 tax year is gonna have penalties and interest built up all the way back from that timeline. So you always wanna make sure that you're staying on time with your taxes, number one, but knowing what's gonna happen if you file late. Even if you filed late this year, let's say you were going through some things with all the major things going on, that's okay. But let's say you didn't file an extension and you didn't file that extension this year and you file August 15th instead of July 15th. If you owe taxes, you're gonna owe taxes and penalties and interest back from July 15th. If you don't owe, nothing happens. So I just wanted to make sure, well, and if you get a refund, they'll send you your check, right? So I just wanted to make sure that I shared these things with you so you can understand what happens if you're filing back taxes, if you're late or whatever happens, right? If you owe, if you don't owe, what that looks like. But I got one more thing for you before I go. Just one more. Did you know that you have until 3 years back to actually file your taxes and get your refund in order for you to receive your refund? Now you're like, Candace, what are you talking about? What I'm saying is if you have back taxes and you haven't filed, you have 3 years back that the IRS will give you your refund. If you have previous taxes that are past that 3 years, you will no longer be able to get the refund for that return. But if you owe them, they want their money. Yes, they do. Okay, so let me give you an example. So let's say I have this friend, her name's CJ. Let's say CJ filed her taxes late. She has not filed for 15, 16, 17. She's real behind, right? Well, when CJ files her 15 taxes and she's actually due a refund, they were supposed to pay her $200 in a refund from federal. Guess what? She won't be able to get that refund because she's outside of the 3-year statute of limitations on that refund. The Treasury actually takes that money and, I mean, she filed, but she has no benefit for doing that. But when she files her 16, 17, and 18, Well, she will be able to get her refund because she's inside of the statute of limitations that are there for that 3-year back time on the file. So I just wanted to encourage you to make sure you understand how the system works. You have until July 15th to make sure that 2016 tax return is filed. Let's be clear, 2016 will be out of statute of limitations on July 15th. So make sure you file, do your tax resolution, whatever you need. And if you need some assistance, we're always here for you. Our information and contact information is below. Our number is 501-613-7423, and we would love to connect with you and make sure that we can get your needs met, whatever those needs are. So again, I am Candace, your revenue growth strategist, always teaching you how to grow your revenue without using your labor. All right, rich friends, I'll see you on the next one.